Calculating the amount of rates everyone in our town should pay is a pretty complex task. Local governments use land valuation to help calculate the share of rates to be paid by each landowner. The state government's Valuer General values the total properties in the town of Bassendean and calls this the gross rental valuation of the town, or GRV. This valuation is reviewed every 3 years. This means that from 1st of July 2020, a new valuation will be used to calculate town of Bassendean rates. Just like any other organisation, the town has operating costs. These include the cost of employing staff, maintaining the town's facilities and community sports ovals, the cost of materials such as trees and gardening equipment, and the cost of emptying rubbish bins and the like. Each year, the town works out how much it will cost to provide all of the services and support we deliver to our community. Once determined, that overall amount has to be divided up by the total GRV for all rateable properties in the town of Bassendean to obtain something called the rate in the dollar. Wherever possible, the town seeks funding from other sources, such as the state or federal governments, to offset the amount of money needed from our ratepayers. A simple example of how the rate in the dollar works is this. The town needs $13.5 million in rates to cover its programs and services. The total valuation of properties in the town is $180 million. $13.5 million divided by $180 million is 7.5 cents in the dollar. The confusing part about the rate in the dollar is that when the overall value of properties drop, the assumption from ratepayers is that they will then pay less in rates. This is not the case, as the town's operating costs do not decrease, and the function of GRV is to fairly distribute rate charges to the community, not to define the total rates collected. For example, if property values drop from $180 million to $150 million, the rate in the dollar would increase because $13.5 million divided by only $150 million is equal to 9 cents in the dollar. This means that the rate in the dollar is higher even though rates income hasn't increased. Once the rate in the dollar is determined, the town can then calculate the rates to be paid on an individual property using the following formula. Property valuation, GRV, multiplied by the rate in the dollar. In order to keep the same level of service within our community, the town has to either try to maintain the same budget or to manage a slight increase in overall spending year on year, in line with increases in the cost of providing programs and services.